G'day and welcome to Friday Beers and Tools with Andy. This week I've got a Tassie beer for a change. This one is one of the Zytho Brewing range, which we have tried a Zytho Brewing one before. This is the Zytho Brewing Zesty Pale Ale. Zytho Brewing was inspired by the term Zythophile, meaning a person who loves all things beer. That's me. This zesty, easy drinking pale ale hints fresh citrus and passion fruit notes with a balanced light bitterness and medium malt. This one is all for the session. Zytho Brewing is brewed in New South Wales and can be bought from WS around Australia. It has won some awards. It won silver Best International Style Pale Ale, American Style, at the Australian International Beer Awards 2021. Happy Friday. Zesty, definitely zesty. It's a nice pale ale. It would go really well with fish and chips. That much citrus in it. It's actually very citrusy. As I mentioned, it's classed as a pale ale. It's 4.6%, which means the 375ml can is 1.4 standard drinks. Those that know me know that I like a nice, refreshing beer after doing some hard exercise in the yard, like mowing the lawn or digging in the garden or moving a cubic metre of soil or something like that. That fits the bill. Pale ales are probably my favourite type of beer. That's really good. On my Spanner scale, what do I give the Zytho Brewing Zesty Pale Ale? That's actually a good 4 out of 5 Spanners. All right, this week we have another Amazon tool. And this one's a pretty basic one. It is a tool bag, collapsible tote, I guess you'd call it, with many pockets, really nice aluminium and padded handle. I found myself wanting to have an electrician's bag, being that I am an electrician of sorts, and given that I've been building my Knipex quality electrician's type pliers, I wanted to make sure that I didn't have them in my normal toolkit for working on cars, because let's face it, mechanics are pretty tough on tools. When you want to have a set of side cutters or long nose pliers with good insulation, etc., you don't want them wrecked by working in the mechanic environment. So I decided I wanted a tote so that I could be able to put a multimeter and all the specific electrician's type tools in this in a separate bag. And of course I will start filling it with the Knipex products that I've been buying and reviewing a few others in coming weeks. Now this one is 15 inches long. It is collapsible, as I mentioned. Why you'd ever want that, it doesn't make any sense to me. Once you've got tools in it, you're never going to collapse it, and you're not going to take your tools out of it to collapse it. So, this was a whole $28.89 delivered on Amazon Australia. Put a link down in the description below if you're after this sort of bag. It seems to be really well made. It is a fairly heavy duty denier, and it has some nice rubber non-slip feet on the bottom, and I found it they're often one of the first things to fail these type of bags. More than likely, and I haven't looked into it, it's made in China. Sure is, because that's where this sort of stuff's made now, and that's how they make it for $28. If this was made in Australia, it'd be $128. It has 14 exterior pockets, same on front and back, and its dimensions are 38 centimetres long, 25 centimetres wide and 19 centimetres deep, and of course they're meaning from this point to the bottom, not from the handle. You can't quite get all of that in frame there, can you? All right. So that's the unit. It has, as I said, 14 exterior pockets and 14 interior webbed loops to contain tools. Quite difficult to show you, but we'll give it a go. Just see the loops inside there. And it is from a company called McGuire Nicholas. Apparently the most name in workwear products. I've heard of them. Maybe it's known in the States. My American friends, put it down in the comments. Let me know if it is a known brand in the States. But of course it is made in China. McGuire Nicholas, established 1932. Anyway, it weighs less than a kilo, so it's nice and lightweight. It does have some pretty good reviews on Amazon customer reviews, 4.7 out of 5 stars, and so far I'm pretty impressed with its quality. It doesn't have a shoulder harness, although I think for this size tool bag you probably don't want a shoulder harness anyway. I probably didn't need to go this big, but again, I'm going to have some multimeter and I'm going to have a lot of electricians type stuff in this tote bag. So for $29, that's pretty good value. In fact, let's talk about value for money. Let me have a beer first. $28 delivered is 5 value for me. 5 out of 5 beers for value. I can't buy anything like this from my local tool stores for that sort of price. And yeah, it's Chinese. We're all trying to avoid buying Chinese. I did buy this a little while ago, but that doesn't really excuse it. But I needed a bag, and at the end of the day, I'm on a limited budget. Sounds like I'm making excuses for buying Chinese. Look, if Australia or America or Western world, their ridiculous wages, etc., could make something of the same sort of quality for a price, not even as cheap, I would buy it. But this is a tool bag, 28 bucks. I'm not going to spend $100 on an Australian or American made that does exactly the same job and probably lasts the same amount of time. So for value for money, it's 5 out of 5 for me. For functionality, it is probably a little bit bigger than what I need for an electrician's tool bag, but again, I find that you end up putting stuff into them that you don't normally expect. So having a little bit bigger is not a bad thing. I'm not carrying it to job sites and things like that. So, you know, really it'd be going from my shed to the other shed to the shed and to the house occasionally. So for functionality, look, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. I expect it will last, given that I look after my tools and tool bags, etc. So look, even for functionality, I've got to give it a 5 out of 5. The Chinese have done a good job with this one. Anyway, it's available on Amazon. I'll put a link down in the description below. It's worth the money, 28 bucks, definitely. Alrighty, it's a short, sharp one this week, nice and quick. Please hit the like button down below. If you like the video, that tells YouTube's algorithm that it's a good video, and it actually will to other people, and then hopefully that will help me build my channel. If you didn't like it, why are you watching? Anyway, thanks for coming along and having a beer with us on a Friday afternoon. Hope things are good where you are.